Yeah, I mean, at the when you started in '99, like the internet was certainly around, but it was not as ubiquitous as now. It sounds like you still. I mean, has the ubiquity of the internet as a research tool changed how you research at all, or are you still having to go deep enough to do like deep stack library research and things out in the world like that, or is it a lot more
Oh, I
like
used to
at
love
your
that.
fingertips?
I used to love that. You go
Yeah.
into the library and there was a card catalog and you'd try and
Hmm.
find what you're looking for and you find a book that looks close to what you're looking for. And then you go do
Know
that
the research
shelf.
librarians on a first name basis, and
Yeah. And then you go to do that shelf search. And
yeah,
all here is all this information that that's all, the Dewey Decimal System was a wonderful, wonderful tool. But now we have
yeah,
Google, right?
right, right,
Have
right.
Google and Bing and DuckDuckGo and whatever that
Yep.
you want to use. Um, and so I think it's made it easier considerably. I mean, I can get
Yeah.
just about any reference paper I want that's been written, any research document, I can find it on out there one way or another. So
Yeah, and
it's
it seems like
a
it
lot
seems
easier.
like your sort of knowledge detector is good enough that it's easy to sort of sift through and find, the real stuff as well, just from years of doing it.
Yeah, you do. You get better at it. But I tell you, the one thing that's still very important, I think, as an analyst, is having that community
Mm,
because you can get too narrow in
right.
what you're trying to do. You get too narrow in your research. And I earned my doctorate late in life, and so I know how you just get narrow and narrow the higher your degree goes. And the same thing can happen with your research specialty, where you get narrow, more and more narrow. So having a research community around you is fantastic, and actually, making sure that you are not just in, say, the security research community, but are members of a broader research communities as well. And
Hmm.
that way you really have people you can bounce ideas off of, you
Right.
can brainstorm, people who will give you honest peer review of
There you go.
what you've done. That's extraordinarily important to get that really, because they'll point you in directions that you never would have thought of going on your own. So I think
Right.
that's one of the big values that the analysts at the Analyst Syndicate find is having that peer community that they can work with.
Yeah. Yeah. That 5 degree course correct that someone else can turn you can make all the difference in terms of getting to where you want to go.
Exactly, exactly. Makes a big difference, and sometimes you don't even know where you're going. I had one of
Yeah.
those
Just
recently.
just heading out. Yeah.
Yeah, I had one of those recently on
Okay.
the big it was the big Amazon kerfuffle over the delivery drivers and
Mm,
putting the essentially putting them under continuous surveillance.
right.
And of course, everything on their routes is under surveillance. As these cameras that they put in, not only are they looking at the driver, but they're looking 270 degrees out from the driver, both
Right.
sides of the van, forward, monitoring everything. And so I was looking at that and sort of being very, very critical of Amazon. And one of my peers said, "Yeah, but this is all very well and good, but what are the lessons learned here for that other companies can apply?" And I thought, yeah, that's good. Unfortunately, that set me back quite a bit. It's a lot easier to just be critical than to think about
Right.
what are really the recommendations you can make to other companies that are increasing their own employee monitoring. And
Right.
so what did Amazon do right about the way they rolled this out versus what did they do wrong? And I should publish that here sometime soon, but it really set me way back.
Yeah.
So peer review, I really do think is a blessing, but sometimes it's more than a 5 degree course correction.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to turn the whole ship around. New episodes of the Cyberwork podcast are available every Monday at 1 p.m. Central. And don't forget to check out our hands-on training series, Cyberwork Applied. Each week, expert Infosec instructors teach you a new cybersecurity skill and show you how that skill applies to real-world scenarios. Go to infosecinstitute.com/learn to stay up to date on all things cyberwork.